talking. What exactly had he been doing? Before we get into it, let's look at the kind of formation he used for one of his best games as Ghana head coach. That was the day that Ghana played against Chad in that particular one. Away from home, Ghana beating them 5-1. And in starting berth for Ghana, you had, Gideon Mensah was in that particular position. Salisu was there, Jiku was there, and then Schneider, yes, this is a very wonderful player. We'll talk about him later. And in goal post was Benjamin Asari. So in this particular formation, Coach Otto Addo played a 4-1-4-1, allowing Mohamed Kudus inside the channel to constantly be the man to take the ball from the midfield and drift out into the attacking third for Ghana. So this particular lineup was the one that got Coach Otto Addo one of his biggest margins as a coach. Now, let's check out the lineup that got him his biggest loss as a coach of Ghana. This was it, and that was in Vienna, Austria. So proud to this game, Ghana had not lost 5-1 for the past 19 to 20 years. Ghana had not lost by that margin. Now, he starts in a certain interesting way. Misprofiling Caleb Iwenchi. He's got Jonas Ajete, who was catching balls. Alex Jiku. He's also got Daniel Arthur Korn, and then Antoine Semenyo, Sibo, Pate, Isahaku, and Edu, as well as Jordan Ayew. This was the starting lineup. However, a lot happened in this game that made this particular shape quite lost on everybody. We'll get into that. So this was the shape for his biggest loss. Now, let's check out the shape in his final game against the Germans. So in that one, he decided to play a back three with two wing backs. So Derek Arthur Korn and Caleb Iwenchi played as wing backs and not part of the back five. So he wanted more compactness in defense going into the game. And then he also allowed Semenyo to be that man to drive the ball forward. We know Sibo is actually just a destroyer, and the man Jordan Ayew was the man holding onto the ball like a glue. That was what was happening. But a couple of things actually exposed this particular system of Otto Addo. Otto Addo says he's a fluid coach. Otto Addo says he just likes to actually modify his game to, the opponent, what the opponent brings. That's why he said in his one of his final presses that when you eat rice, you use spoon. When you eat fufu, you use your hand. Yes, when you drink soup, you use spoon. So depending on the opponent, he would shape up to meet them. But then again, there are some simple core principles that do not change with the opponent you play. So that one, whether you are eating banku with soup, you can't take the banku with your hand and go and take soup with the spoon. You take it together. That is some of the core principles that I feel the man Otto Addo got wrong. Now let's get into it. For instance, you want to play out from the back. This is a typical situation, and most of the footages are going to be coming from the Ghana-Vienna game. Now, this is it. So you want to play out from the back. Your goalkeeper needs to be a ball-playing goalkeeper. Is Atizigi a ball-playing goalkeeper? Yeah, he actually is very good with the ball at feet. Now, look at this. Jonas Ajete, is he comfortable with the ball at feet? No, he is not. So in the initial stages of the game, this was the setup. And Ghana, however, put themselves in a situation where they were being constantly pressed one-on-one all over the pitch. Now, you are here. This is beautiful. Let's try and build it on. This is the right way to start the build-up. Only if this particular gentleman here, that's Jonas Ajete, was comfortable on the ball. But however, he was not comfortable on the ball. So normally, anytime the ball got to Jonas Ajete in the early stages of the game, he would balloon it over the top of the midfield. And that was one of the issues with Otto Addo tactically as well. Ghanaians have always felt that they have had the best collection of midfielders in Africa. So why then do you always call midfielders for the Black Stars and end up calling only for the four midfielders? Three of them are all defensive-minded, and one person is a CM, not even a CAM. And at times, he had actually been calling only three midfielders, and he would add one attacker as a midfielder. So ball goes over the top of midfield, gets to Prince Kwabenedu, and he would run and then also just go fall off because the distance he has got to cover, by the time he's done running, he is out of gas. Then the man Otto Addo changed everything and got us who read the game tactically wondering what is going on. So he started bringing in Sibo to take free kicks and allowing Jonas Ajete to way into midfield to do what? Just add up to numbers at that point. And one tactical mistake also is having your goalkeeper and another player in this particular box during kickoff is a no-no. Why? You have restricted the play of the players, so they can't actually turn and give more passes. Clear option is Sibo giving it to Atizigi. By the time Atizigi gets the ball, he has got two people rushing and closing onto him. That is why you open it so that some teams actually shadow press and close the passing lane. But that was not to be because he actually was bringing Sibo out of midfield to come and sit here and leave this particular space here. This is an attacker who is free. This is an attacker who is free. So those are some of the tactical things that happen, and this led to a lot of distraction in the defense for Ghana. One of the things that also led to is the man Caleb Uenchi, who was wrongly profiled by the coach. Look, Caleb Uenchi is part of the top 5 players for his age bracket, not his position he plays, his entire age bracket. He's top 5. He's been looked at by teams in England. He's been looked at by the likes of Brighton and Hove Albion, Liverpool, even Manchester United to come play in their midfield. Chairman, he is actually a DMCM. He's a good with ball at feet, but not playing at right back. Not play. You rather need to play a right back who is comfortable with ball at feet so that he could invert. But that was not the case. And constantly, Caleb kept being found out, and that led to a couple of the goals. And another thing is the slowness of this entire pack of players. How can you tell me that Ghana has got all these set of players here, yet Kani Chukwuemeka is able to bounce the ball off his attacker and then take the ball here and go score a goal? And who do we blame? We've got to blame the coach for the tactical indiscipline. So that was one of the reasons that got him sacked. His tactical decisions were quite questionable. He could not select the right lineup each and every time. There is a difference between playing as an underdog and playing as the team who needs to dictate the game. You can't go out and play against a team like Niger and say Ghana is the underdog. You can't go out and play against a team like Sudan and say Ghana is the underdog. No, these countries are not to the weight of Ghana. Hence, they will look to what you, the coach, would put on the pitch and they would react. Coach Otto Addo, very reactive, never had a progressive front foot, and that was one of the key reasons that he was sacked tactically as head coach of the Black Stars.